Beloved heart, I invite you to sign up to my mailing list, and as a result of signing up, you will get a free gift. It's a 5D rebalance tune up of all these chakras, and chakras are my specialty. So I would love to gift you with this transmission that is filled with light language and codes to help you stay balanced and tuned up during these increased frequencies of energy of this ascension, this new earth frequency. So check out the links in the notes of this show. And I look forward to connecting with you. I am sending you love. This is the transfiguration of the new you. Hello, beloved hearts. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast, The Monica Bermudez. I'm your host, and we have a very special guest here with us that I would love to introduce you all. And so we are in for a great treat. And this is some really revolutionary way of looking at health and medicine industry and the future of our planet, which is really now, the new Earth vibes. And we're all in this planetary movement ongoing. And with Pluto in Aquarius, we have this energetic influence for revolutionary technology and innovative in advancement, which is expanding so exponentially, looking at innovative ways that we can all support one another, and that includes our health and medicine industry. So I would love to welcome our very special guest here, Grazyna Pejunen, who was born in Warsaw, Poland. She combines academia and innovation. She holds a master's in solid-state electronics from Warsaw Technical University and a PhD in automatic control systems from Helsinki University of Technology, with over 25 years of teaching at institutions like Florida Atlantic University and UCLA. She has over 50 publications and 15 US patents from her collaboration with Motorola. Transitioning to holistic health, Dr. Pajunen became a board certified functional nutritionist, and for the last 12 years, she co leads an anti aging venture with her son. Their holistic approach aims to decelerate aging without medications or surgeries, transforming lives through health and wellness. So, welcome here to our podcast.
I am so happy, Monica, and thank you so very much for inviting me to share this amazing information with others.
Oh, yeah, such a pleasure to have you here. So, thank you for being our guest. And so, for the listeners, though, hearing from you for the first time, would love to hear more about your story. Like, what got you into this whole trend of aging reversal? And, we'd love to hear more about it.
Well, the first thing is I'm not getting any younger.
Yeah, right.
And I love this life. I love to travel. I like to enjoy this life. But so I was always interested in possibility to keep our well-being to the end of our life. However, um, the pressure of the society was tremendous. That they say, like I remember when I always exercise. I always ate kind of correctly as much as I could understand it. That was changing all the time. What we should eat and what we
Right,
shouldn't,
right.
right?
It's always
Uh,
changing.
all the time. And but I always like to be active, so I was running every morning for at least usually about 2 to 3 miles. And when I reached 65, suddenly I noticed, oh, my hips starting blocking me. Uh,
Mm.
and I said, oh, why this is happening? And then I said, but you know what? You are 65. So maybe that's you don't need to run anymore. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I told myself. Because it's normal, right? It's normal that we get, the hips don't work anymore. It's normal that we cannot move anymore so well, right?
Hmm. Well, that's
Well,
the way we're
I
programmed.
found out
Yeah.
later on that no, this
Mm-hmm.
is not normal. What is normal is to feel great and move and take care of yourself and enjoy this life to the end of our lives. That is normal.
Yeah.
And but the pressure of the society is like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, when you were 70, then of course you might get cancer. Oh, when you are 80, oh, watch out for Alzheimer's. No,
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand that our body is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Our body can heal itself.
Yes.
And this is amazing, and it's all in our hands. There is a research by Harvard University, which I was fascinated to see that actually they have proven, scientifically proven, that the memory of our youth, about the genes when they should be on and off,
Mm-hmm.
and and other stuff. They are safe in the memory. They are inside
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything what was in your youth is there. It's just disturbed. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a record. Record is still there, but it's kind of it's dirty. You have to clean it so
Mm-hmm.
that it again plays beautiful music. And that's exactly what is happening with our body. So when I found it out, and then really what really pushed me to that research was my husband, was the what happened with my husband, because my I was very involved for with work at university with my adaptive control systems, with traditional, so to speak, science, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that traditional science does not allow you, especially in engineering,
Mm-hmm.
for thinking outside the box.
Right.
What you understand
I
that there is
understand.
some
Yes.
energy that whatever you see, whatever you perceive, that's it.
Yeah.
But I understood when my husband, so that's how I was. So I was making the research and working on that. But my husband had the problem with the shoulder. He was not able to lift this arm without
Mm-hmm.
the other arm. And so he went to the doctors because it's not only that he couldn't move, but he was in a terrible pain. He couldn't sleep at night. He was on the painkillers and so on. So I knew that he's going to be, destroyed by those medications. And he went to the doctors, and the doctors did the MRI and said, nothing can save you. It's too damaged for surgery. You have to have joint replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
he asked, okay, if I do this joint replacement, can I water ski? Can I lift weights? Can I work in my yard? And they said, no, absolutely not.
Wow.
So I said, no, I'm not doing it because it makes me disabled person. No. So
Right.
he didn't agree and he suffered. So this really started motivated me to look
Mm-hmm.
for a solution, alternative solution. What can we do to help him without this joint replacement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, you know how it is, Monica, when you look, somehow the solution appears
Yes, I've done that many times.
magically. Magically. So we were looking, and our neighbor, Elizabeth, came and she said, that she was born with arthritis and she's coming from a pretty rich family. So she tried to stop that illness because it's really destroys your whole body. So they tried to stop it. They were trying to use any method. Would it be medication, which she couldn't anymore take because you can only take so long? Then alternative, then acupuncture, then massage, all kind of possible, whatever she could find, she tried. And all the methods were working for a short period of time and then they stop.
Mhm.
And then again, and they stop. And this was her life story. So she already had both hips replaced and she was sitting on a wheelchair waiting for the knee replacement where
Mm.
her massage therapist told her about this amazing nutraceutical that she could drink. And he said, I have amazing results with a lot of my clients. She didn't believe it, but because she said, I already tried so many things, I don't want any hope anymore. But
Mhm.
she was in so much pain, said, okay, it's no side effects, I try it. And in 4 months, it transformed her life. She canceled her knee surgery
Mhm.
replacement. She started to walk finally. Before, she was walking only at night because she was ashamed when people look at her that she was walking so badly.
Yeah.
She completely transformed her life. So she came to my husband and she said, listen, this was the only thing that helped me. So my husband said, I don't believe it, but I have no choice. I don't want this replacement and I'm in pain. I try it.
Mhm.
In the first month, didn't work. The second month, the pain increased.
Mm.
And the third month, he calls me to the kitchen and he says, oh my God, look, by accident, I took the milk out of refrigerator. And
Oh,
then
wow.
next month, it got better and better and better. And in a year, he told me, you know what? I feel like I have brand new shoulder. And Monica, that was
Mhm.
14 years ago. Till today, he feels like he has a brand new shoulder. No replacement, nothing.
Wow.
So at that time when that happened, he came to me and he said, listen, Grazyna, you are a scientist. Look
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah.
Because this what happened to me is a pure miracle. And we have obligation to help people. So I studied it. There are 37 clinical studies. I review. We went to the company to check out everything. It came, and from there on, I was just telling people, I said, oh, you have a problem, try it, because look what happened to my husband. So I took that bottle, and that was the moment. I took this bottle and I went to this orthopedic center where they told my husband that he has only two solutions. That means either joint replacement or live with pain.
Mhm.
I met with CEO and I said, I was so excited. I said, listen, I found the third solution. I just want to give a lecture here. I don't care. I don't want any money. I just want to tell people that they have the third solution.
Mm.
He closed the door and he said, it's impossible. The doctors will never allow you to talk here
Hmm.
about it because they make money on performing surgery. I don't believe that this is the whole story. However, that's what he told me at that time because I know doctors who are with warm heart helping
Yeah.
people. So that's not what I exactly think. But at that time, that was a perfect moment for me because I decided now I will tell anybody who wants to listen. that there is a third solution. And it means that what you do, it's not my business, right? You can decide
Mm-hmm.
about your life, but at least you should know that there is an alternative solution. So
Yeah.
I started studying that. I wanted to know as a scientist why this works and so on, and what is the reason that the other methods on the market, which they do not, and what is special about it.
Mm-hmm.
As a scientist, and you know, Monica,
Yeah.
because you too.
Yeah,
So
we
that
have an electrical engineer
this
too.
is how the brain works. I
Yes,
have to know, I have to go to the bottom of it.
I would have
And
done the same thing too. Yes.
exactly, exactly, because it's not for me enough to say, oh, it works.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know why, and does it work for everybody, and what are the conditions, and how we can optimize the whole thing so
Mm-hmm.
that it really, really helps a lot of people. So here we are,
Mm.
14 years later.
Wow, yeah. So definitely want to hear more about like your research, what you found, if you want to like unpack it for us and
Absolutely. I was waiting for that question, but I didn't want to bore you because, I am scientist and everybody tells me, you too much science, but I can't help it. So let me tell you, I try to put as little science as possible, but
Mhm.
explain to you why this works and
Yes.
why the other things don't. So the most important is always, if you have a problem, find why it happens.
Hmm.
So my first question that I asked myself, and actually that answer helped me find Dr. Brady, who is a professor of orthopedic here, and I just said, why so many people are suffering? Why those joints? It's basically epidemic.
It
What
is.
is really
Well, just
happening?
like cancer, right? It's like a lot of issues with health going on right now.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
So, and he told me the only reason is because there is degeneration of connective tissue.
Hmm.
Now, that's big
Yeah.
because think about what is connective tissue everywhere in the body. Probably 80% of us,
Hmm.
except for water, it's a connective tissue, right?
Right.
So I say, okay, if that's a problem, so is the joint replacement going to solve this problem? No, joint replacement does not rebuild connective tissue, right? They just cut, put the new, and the problem still remains. So
Hmm.
what it means that you still can have another joint that starts degenerating. You still can have eye problems and gum problems and skin and hair and nails and cardiovascular system. Everything is connective tissue. So the solution has to be rebuild connective tissue. Does it make sense?
Yes.
That's it. Okay. So if this is the problem and that here is we are looking for the solution,
Hmm.
so now let's think about what is connective tissue buildup.
Hmm.
Of course, there are different places of the connective tissue, but we are the most interested at this moment for the joints.
Yes.
So the main three components are collagen, hyaluronic acid, chondroitin sulfate, and
Hmm.
other glycosaminoglycans. So this is not just one component. There are many,
Yes.
but these are the main three. All right. So now we have to say, okay, so somehow the body needs those components to be given.
Right.
Because you have to understand, and I hope that everybody does, body can rebuild itself.
Yeah.
Body is very, very smart. We have to get out of the way, give
Hmm.
the body what the body needs, and the
Yeah.
body can serve us to the very end of our lives. The
Yeah.
suffering, most cases, is optional, honestly.
Yeah. It's
We,
like we have our cells, right? When we get cut, it heals, right? And that's where you're going with this, is like where it can like heal itself, you know?
Regenerate, and we did a lot of research on that. But I'm just focusing on that connective tissue.
Yeah.
So what happened was, which was amazing, GMP labs from California
Mm-hmm.
discovered a natural source. So nature, and we cannot correct nature. Nature is
Right.
the most important from nature
Mm.
that is bioidentical to our body.
Mm.
So what it means that, and tell me if I'm too scientific. I'm trying to put it in the most
Yeah, I'm
easy
listening.
terms, so
I'm
to
listening.
speak.
We'll try to break it down with some of the basics
Yes,
here,
exactly.
but yeah.
So those components which are in our connective tissue, which we talked about, collagen, hyaluronic acid, chondroitin sulfate, and other glycosaminoglycans, in this natural composition, in this one molecule that was found in nature, it have exactly those components
Oh,
in the same proportions as in our body.
in the joints.
So not just collagen, not
Yeah.
just hyaluronic acid, not just chondroitin sulfate, not just glucosamine or whatever.
Yeah.
No, everything together in
Mm-hmm.
exactly the same proportions as in our body.
Hmm.
And that was a huge discovery. So they patented it and they got it.
Yeah.
But still is a problem. And that problem is that in nature, would it be collagen? Would it be hyaluronic acid? Would it be anything? It has of those components.
Mm-hmm.
The molecule is too large to be absorbed.
Hmm.
It's like if you would eat it, it would have to be digested, and then it's destroyed, and it's not anymore that
Mm-hmm.
what we need.
Yeah.
So the problem remained to be solved. Okay, we have that source, but still we have to do something with the molecule so it's absorbable.
Mm-hmm.
Because people don't understand very often that it's not what we take. It's not how much vitamin D you take or this or that.
The
It's what
supplements.
our
Yeah.
body is
Yeah.
absorbing.
Yeah.
So the same here. Okay, we have that. That's huge discovery,
Mm-hmm.
but we still have to make it absorbable.
Yeah. Well,
So GMP Labs hired the researcher from Stanford, Cornell, and Harvard, and they worked for 20 years to
wow.
find the optimal size of the molecule and to make it
Hmm.
so that it still remains what it is, but it is absorbable. And that's according to my opinion, one of the biggest discovery in anti-aging industry recent years.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, when our body gets it, and what we do, it is in liquid form.
Yeah.
So it's going from under your tongue to
Mm-hmm.
your body. So your body, you will feel when you start
Mm-hmm.
drinking it, you feel it. Your body say thank you because it's like, oh my God, I was missing it, and you were giving it back to me because, and you cannot be even allergic to it because it is something that you had it in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Your body lost it
Mm-hmm.
through the degeneration, and the body needs it to rebuild itself.
Interesting. So what you're
So
saying is that
yeah,
as we're aging, though, we're losing some of these
when we
components.
dry out, and I tell you
Yeah.
what is the problem.
Okay.
Now, the problems are as follows. People take, for example, collagen, and they spend a lot of money on collagen. Collagen, is
Yes,
it
I've heard of
helping?
it.
Yeah, if it's is it helping? Sure, it is one of those components.
Mm-hmm.
One, but
Yeah,
not all.
it's not the
You
whole thing.
understand? Yeah. So let me ask you, have you ever baked a cake?
Oh, yes.
Okay, can you bake a cake with only flour?
No, you need the full ingredients. Yeah, I love
Exactly.
that
It's
formula.
like
Yes.
this. When you take only
It's a great
collagen, it's
analogy.
like you bake a cake with just a flour.
Yeah,
Anybody would eat it? No,
right,
probably
right, right,
not.
right. I love
That's
that.
why your body doesn't know, and especially something with the powder when it has to go through digestive system, the body doesn't know what to do with
Yeah.
it.
So basically, we're like replenishing our body, like we're
Yes,
reinstating ourselves
yes,
this formula with these ingredients that are already packed into the product itself.
yes. So I tell you an analogy.
Hmm.
Imagine you have a beautiful house, and imagine you have a fire.
Hmm.
So what happens first? First, you need to put waters. They come in and they put water to put the fire down.
Hmm.
What it means, the fire, it's like inflammation in your body. So I always say to people, we have to put this inflammation down. So there are two ways to do that, and that's why I work with people to see if their inflammation is high or low. Because
Hmm.
if it's high, then we have an amazing product which is liquid curcumin that is 277 times more absorbable than any other curcumin, even with the black pepper.
Hmm.
You again, it's liquid. I'm always for liquids because they are absorbable. So
Yeah.
we put the fire down, right?
Hmm.
But and many other things. There are also many other ways that you can lower the inflammation. Anti-inflammatory diet, of course. Uh,
Turmeric, the spice.
Turmeric, but that's what I'm saying. Turmeric, it's you would have to eat a lot of it
Yes.
because there
Right.
is very little that active ingredient. But
Yeah.
anyhow, this is one of the problems where we are aging is the inflammation, and definitely we have to
Mhm.
deal with that because that causes also a lot of problems. But
Yeah.
then, okay, you already have the fire down, but that will not rebuild your house. Now we need something that start rebuilding your house, and this is this liquid, this patented liquid comes into play. That now we are drinking, and now the body is starting rebuilding itself on a cellular level
Yeah.
from side out.
Ooh.
You know, many people, of course, coming back to the lifestyle, anybody knows, especially listeners to your channel. I'm pretty sure they know they have to sleep correctly, they have to eat correctly, they need to exercise, right?
Yes.
We that is all basic stuff.
Yes.
But this missing piece of a puzzle about rebuilding on a cellular level the connective tissue, that is critical
Mhm.
for the transformation for many people.
Yes.
And that's what people don't know
Hmm.
and mostly don't know, and we are helping them with.
Yeah.
And other stuff is also to remember that the degeneration did not start when you were 40 or 50.
Hmm.
Degeneration starts when you are 20 or even earlier.
Yeah, I believe that.
So the earlier you start, then you never will have a
Yeah.
problem because once the
Mm.
body gets what it needs to rebuild itself, it will keep rebuilding itself.
Yeah.
And this patented liquid, which is collagen hyaluronic acid matrix liquid, is like food.
Mm.
So, like the best food that you can give your body so it starts rebuilding itself
Yeah.
inside out. There are many people who are trying to look and feel 10 years younger, right?
Yes. The
But
Botox,
most of
all
it,
that.
what I noticed, they are looking for creams or they are looking for procedures
Hmm.
or something from laser treatments and so on, and everything is great.
Mm-hmm.
But the true transformation comes from inside out. When
Wow,
you
you're
can
speaking my
rebuild,
language.
right? Yes.
Yes,
And
I
this
love
is
that.
also involves the stress level,
Yes,
meditation.
yes.
All that is very, very important. And
Mm-hmm.
probably if we could live, and not probably, that's for a fact, if we could apply all those principles from the time we are born,
Mm-hmm.
we never would degenerate connective tissue. And we have proof of it with in blue zones.
Yeah,
When people live to over 100 and they never sick, they don't have wrinkles,
amazing.
they don't have problems with joints, they're the super people. No, that's with their lifestyle. But now for us, then people tell me, okay, so I change my lifestyle right now, so I don't need anything.
Mm-hmm.
No, because once the damage happened, you can't rebuild it from food or exercise alone. You can't, or meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe not too strong word. You can't. It's very, very difficult. It's like walking from New York to California. Can you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But would you do it? Probably not.
You're right. Unless you're Forrest Gump.
Yes, exactly. But
But,
not
but, yeah.
willingly.
But it's
You'd
challenging,
rather
is what
take
you're
an
saying.
airplane,
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah,
something.
you want
So
something that's not so challenging, right? But make it like more natural for us, right? And a lot I share, like I always say, nature's always healing for us because we're a part of nature and nature is a part of us. So there is that interconnectedness there. So I find that so amazing that you say, like the components that the body, us, that we need is in nature, right? And I've been doing also like a lot of studies on grounding, for example. And that's another thing that we don't like do as much is grounding. And there's energy exchange there with the earth that, we need like our feet to place on the ground, because in all of that, combined with what you're sharing, it's all just like nature is healing for us. We need nature. We need to reconnect pretty much. It's almost like with the Avatar, the movie, if you've seen like the blue, avatars, they will like literally connect, right? To like plug in to nature. But this is what it sounds like to me with your product. It's like we're plugging in, but we're plugging in with the fluids, the liquid that has been derived from that. Um,
absolutely, absolutely, you're absolutely right. And you know what? A lot of companies are trying to imitate that. So
mhm.
what they do, they make a mixtures. So they put some collagen, they put some hyaluronic acid, they make mixture.
Yeah.
But that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Why? You cannot correct the nature, like you were saying.
Hmm.
That's coming directly from nature, and that's the nature already made this mixture. And
Yeah.
we're just putting it back to the body. And the other thing, which was very surprising for me, because the companies that manufacture hyaluronic acid, would
Hmm.
it be in supplements or in creams, they would not tell you that the molecule is about 300 kilodaltons
Hmm.
and absorption is between 1.5 and 2.5.
Hmm.
So it's like trying to put the basketball through a fishing net. It
Hmm.
doesn't go. So those products really do not work
Hmm. Yeah.
because maybe if you put the cream on the top of the face, yes, so
Hmm.
long it stays there, okay, it may a little bit moisture your face, right? But
Hmm.
it doesn't, once you wash it out, it doesn't penetrate, it does not
Okay.
rebuild your skin. You
That's
see,
it.
this product rebuilds the skin. That's the
Hmm.
difference. That's the difference.
Yeah. I'm curious, like when you say that from nature, are you talking about specific plants or just like any plants in general?
What you mean? Plants?
When
Uh,
you're extracting it from nature, right?
No,
Um,
no, I am talking about that product that they found natural. So what they found it is that in the chicken sternum, on one place
mhm.
on a sternum in a cartridge,
Hmm.
only one place happened to have this structure exactly the same as in our body,
Hmm.
you
Okay.
know?
Yeah.
So that's what they found. But
Mhm.
now we cannot eat it because of the molecule being too large.
Okay. Yeah, got you. Okay.
So, for example, people say, I go to a doctor and he injects, because hyaluronic acid is so important because it rebuilds synovial fluid in your joint. So
Mm-hmm.
it hydrates your joint.
Mm-hmm.
And so the doctors knew about it. So they tried to inject hyaluronic acid in the joint. But this hyaluronic acid that they inject has a large molecule. So it's a filler.
Mm.
So it separates. It doesn't hurt so much because it's not bone on bone anymore. They
Yeah.
separate for a moment, but it doesn't because of large molecule. It's a filler.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to that doesn't rebuild the body.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't rebuild this joint. This product, because its optimized size of the molecule is between 1.5 and 2.5 kilodaltons,
Mm-hmm.
it gets there in a joint and it rebuilds synovial fluid, but because of the optimized size molecule, it actually starts duplicate the cartridge molecules. So
Mm.
it starts rebuilding. And the same with the skin. When you take a picture of your skin and
Mm-hmm.
then you take it in the next month and the next month, that's what we ask people to do.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference, you rebuild the skin on a cellular level. So now let me ask you a question. When you are aging, the skin becomes thinner and thinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drier and drier usually.
Yes.
It's very difficult to do any procedure
Mm.
successfully. Now, if you rebuild the skin first, so it became, like I'm 74, right? But my skin is, 73, well, I will be 74 this year. So I'm not 74 yet.
But you look
70.
amazing, let me just say.
Yeah. So, but the skin is amazing. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if I don't do any procedures, but if I do the procedure, everybody say, oh my God, it will work so beautifully. So if you are, for example, professional and you
Mm-hmm.
want to have better results with your client, if you use something like this, you can really help the clients and yourself because you would be the competition.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Interesting.
so reversing the age, yes. The next thing which is important is that because we are losing those components of connective tissue about 10 to 20% every 10 years.
Yeah.
So we try out.
Yeah.
So that what it means is that if we don't have the hyaluronic acid, and each molecule of the hyaluronic acid has it has up to 1,000% of its own weight of water. So what it means it acts as a sponge. So
Mm-hmm.
now when you drink water, which we have to drink a lot of water, we
Mm-hmm.
all know about it.
Yes.
Now that water will hydrate your body. But
Mm-hmm.
you know how many older people drink a lot of water and they are still dehydrated?
Yeah.
And that is the reason because they don't have that sponge, that
Mm-hmm.
hyaluronic acid
Oh,
that could
okay.
help them to hydrate the body. And if you
Right.
are dehydrated, there is a lot of other stuffs which
Yeah.
are going to happen to your body. So our body is amazing. Give it what it wants, what it needs, and
Mhm.
your body will rebuild itself for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, I
I've
definitely
seen
agree.
it. You can reverse your age.
Mhm.
You can. I had problem with my bones. I had osteopenia when I was 65. By the time I was 70, I had perfect bones. They
Wow.
don't believe it. They
Mhm.
tested again. They said, we never have results with women 71 or 72 with this type of results. So
Yeah.
they tested again, and my results were even better. So I know it works. I know we can rebuild. And you know what? There is only one life. Why not to live it the way we're supposed to? which is enjoying
Enjoy
every
your
day of
life.
our lives.
Oh, I agree. Yes, definitely a lot of messages that I share here on my podcast. A lot to do with like intuitive eating is what I like to call it because it's really listening to your body. It's very much, in tune with us, and it will tell you like warnings, of something that is happening in your body. So, and at times you may be feeling craving for something like that's because your body's probably missing something that it's looking for in food or like in water or drink, um, that is, in need of, as long as, it's not like stressful eating, of course, but like,
You
those
are
things.
absolutely right. That's why I wrote this book. And there is like a review of different diets. But this is what I stress. Listen to your body.
Yeah.
Don't force some diet which doesn't agree even with you. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there is not the best diet, but because even if the Mediterranean,
Yeah.
okay, but Mediterranean in Italy is different than Mediterranean in United States.
Yeah. Oh, I
You
agree.
know,
Yeah.
we need fresh. We need, unless you are going. I just listened to somebody's podcast recently, and they said the doctor said that 80% of the food in supermarkets is no food.
It's true. There's a
It's
lot of
no food.
poison. A lot of poison, actually.
Exactly. So that means only 20% and maybe even less.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something that our body needs and can rebuild itself.
Yeah.
Definitely that one is the collagen hyaluronic matrix. What I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
is food. It's food that would help
Mm-hmm.
your body to rebuild itself on the cellular level,
I
you
love that.
know, as far as the connective tissue goes.
So what's the name of the book again? Because I know you showed it, but for the
The
listeners
book
who are
is
in audio.
Biohacking A Way to a Better You. Biohacking A Way to a Better You. That's a reference book, Monica.
Yeah.
That's the reference book. There are about 500 references. There is 12 chapters and you can go as deep or as you want on each of
Mm-hmm.
those chapters. And very important is to track. You want to achieve something, you want to optimize your performance because look, why not to optimize our performance here in this
Mm-hmm.
when we live? Isn't it fascinating? Then I say, oh, I can perform optimally and I don't need to
Yeah.
be stressed. I can enjoy, I can do my work and at the same time I do
Yeah.
it much more efficient and much less time, and I have
Yeah.
time still for my friends, for my family, and for everything else. So if
Mm-hmm.
our body can be optimized, then you can do everything so much more efficient, so much
Yeah.
faster, and you feel great, and you are much better company,
Mm-hmm.
and so on. So
Yeah.
yes, it is worth
I
doing. Also, my system, if you want to, is hreversingsecret.com. If you go to hreversingsecret.com,
that's your
then
gift, right?
yeah, so
Yeah.
this is a little bit very shortly described
Mm-hmm.
exactly the system which we use. And
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
But the most important is that this is not a selling proposition. That means I sell you some bottles and you will transform. That's not what I am all about. We
Yeah.
are all about support. We are all about results.
I love
You
that.
tell me what you want to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell you how and what we need to do so that you can achieve that what you want to achieve. And it's not sitting on the sofa and eating donuts. It is
Stressful eating, I tell you,
changing
like,
lifestyle sometimes. It is something, maybe we need some additional supplements, but too many supplements is not good either.
yeah,
Optimal,
balance. Yeah.
optimal. That's.
Yeah, and I feel like it's our natural ability to be living without pain and suffering, like as we age and still enjoy life. And why do we have to deteriorate, once we get or start aging? And I feel like that all of that's changing because we also want to like save on the health medical industry too, because the prices are like extremely high for that. And so these tools, which I'll call them tools because they're like innovative tools, for us to like use and implement, which are really restoring us back to nature in the way we were intended to be able to live the rest of our lives for however long that is, to still fulfill the mission that we come to do here on Earth and contribute and still have fun, enjoy life, the rest of the life, and I feel that is the future in the way of, rebuilding that here in this new Earth Foundation. So I really love your story and everything that you shared around that. And if you have like any pictures or anything like that you want to show us, like
Yes,
pull it up or, that would be great.
absolutely.
People on
I
YouTube can
can
see
show
it.
you because it's kind of difficult to believe a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, so let me know when you will see it. This is what happens because I tell everybody to take a picture of their face, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Because the face is the largest organ. So even if you were interested in rebuilding your joints, we still take a picture of the face because we can see, look, this is my friend. In three
Hmm.
months, she couldn't believe that was her face before.
Yeah. Wow.
And let me show you other things.
Yeah, so those are audio only. Come over to YouTube and see these pictures, or you could just go to some of the website links that are in the episode notes there
Yes.
too.
Yeah, so okay. So maybe I can describe it a little bit.
Mhm.
So you have, let you see, this gentleman has under eyes
Yeah.
wrinkles and totally different, and also the forehead, the wrinkles. So you see the quality of the skin, but also glow. A
Hmm.
lot of people are getting different glow. Um,
Yeah.
Here is the legs,
Yeah. Okay.
knees. You see, the skin becomes tightened.
Yeah.
So, for example, if people lose weight, the skin is kind of hanging, right? Or you lose the muscle tone. So we have to worry about, I mean, not worry about it, but we need
Mhm.
to give the body so the body can rebuild. Here is
Mhm.
the hair. So when it's completely gone, then it's a little difficult. But when it's getting thinner, that's
Mhm.
the time then we can start rebuilding it. And oh my God, I have so many people that send me picture of the hair, how it rebuilds. This is again the face, especially around your lips,
Hmm.
you
Interesting.
know. So
Yeah, I
it's
see that.
rebuilding. Yeah. Here, look at the eyes, wrinkles around the eyes. This is
Wow.
for 3 months.
Three
Look at
months.
her.
Wow.
Yes. This one, look her neck.
Yeah. It's like
Look
she's
her
20
neck.
in that one in the after picture.
Exactly. Yes. 3 months. And
Wow.
this is the person sent us pictures. It was not like they were so happy with the results that they sent the pictures. I had a TV personality, Diane, and she came to me and she said, "I have to look good because I am on TV. People are judging me all the time." My God, her after 4 months or 5 months, her husband asked her, "Did you have the plastic surgery done?" She said, "No, it's just on this product. It's amazing. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at this.
Definitely a huge difference.
This
Like,
is it. Oh,
that's
look at
amazing.
this one.
Yeah.
Let the skin tighten. It becomes much more tight. You see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at Tara. That was
Wow.
1 year, but she was under. I maybe one day I tell you a story, but she was under terrible stress at that time. So that was stress plus everything else. So she released the stress and also rebuilt. But look how she rebuilt. the skin
The
and
tissue and all that. Yeah, that's
yeah, tissue,
amazing.
absolutely. So when you look at somebody's face, you know what is happening inside their body because it shows on the face. Look at her neck and even
Mhm.
here near the mouth. Um,
Wow. This is like a
here.
fountain of youth.
It is. It is because it rebuilds connective tissue. You have to
Mhm.
understand that it is not a magic.
No,
It's
but
a
I get it.
science.
I'm
It
so
is
glad you
science.
explained the science behind it, you know?
Yes. I could go much deeper, believe me, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
said, no, 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 leave me, go above the neck. Okay, so as you see here, so that's, but let me show you here. You see, in 3 months,
Wow.
what happened to her neck?
It's tighter here, like, yeah.
Yeah. And this picture I want to show you just as a summing up. This is what happens to us. This is the level of the collagen, and
Mm-hmm.
this is the level of hyaluronic acid when we with the age.
Wow.
And right now, these are much steeper. These are measured several years ago. So
Yeah.
look at the age of 50. Look what happens.
Yeah.
Hyaluronic acid is almost gone, and this is our hydrating molecule.
Wow.
And so and this hyaluronic acid is here, is synovial fluid. So if this dries out, that's what is the
Yeah.
problem, what we come up with.
So we're looking at the joints here in this picture,
Yeah,
everybody in the audio. Um, but yeah, this is really amazing. Like, you
yeah,
get the image. I'm a visual person, so
yeah. So if you wanted to, set up an appointment with me, and I show you all
mm.
this, and I show you exactly how we can help, and
Oh
so.
yeah, definitely.
So yeah. So about this one is Monica. This is very, very important because to understand that this is the high
Molecular.
normal in all your products that you're buying hyaluronic acid.
Mm-hmm.
So it cannot go, the
Mm-hmm.
basketball will not go through a fishing net. It's always a filler. You can put those balls on top of that fishing net, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't go through.
Mm-hmm.
And this is very important why we couldn't rebuild. This is Dr. Brady told me. The
Mm-hmm.
orthopedic surgeons knew that if we could only rebuild synovial fluid, we would be at home. But
Mm-hmm.
we couldn't because of that molecule size. Many scientific institutions were trying to optimize the size of the molecule and they couldn't. This
Mm-hmm.
was extremely difficult problem. Tony is explaining it like this, my son. He
Mm-hmm.
said, imagine you have a boat, beautiful boat,
Mm-hmm.
stored in the storage, and
Yeah.
there's a small door. How do you take the boat out of that storage? Through the small the door. You can't cut it
Mm-hmm.
because it will not swim anymore, right?
Right, exactly.
You have to disassemble it very carefully and put it back together on the other side.
Oh, love it.
That was
Yeah.
necessary to do here in
Mm-hmm.
order to make that thing.
To
And
rebuild
that's
everything.
37 clinical studies. So this is one of the most important that we in 28 days rebuild 6,000% of
Mm.
hyaluronic acid. That's
Wow.
one of the clinical studies. And also there
And it
is,
shows a picture there of the liver and the heart in the slide that you just had before.
yes, here.
Hmm. So is that
Oh,
correlating to the heart and the liver?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Because everything is connective tissue,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and this is very important that we have an enzyme in our body called hyaluronidase that
Mm-hmm.
kills hyaluronic acid that is causing that we are aging. And the
Hmm.
hyaluronidase is related to our lifestyle. So the worse lifestyle, the larger hyaluronidase.
Yeah.
This product is stopping, almost disabling hyaluronidase
Mm.
as well. So for one point of view, put the hyaluronic acid back. and hyaluronic days, make smaller. And here is the hydration. So you could see on your skin, if you
Mhm.
have dry eyes, that almost immediately go. If you have problems with gums, that can be solved. And hydrate, that was measured on the top of the skin.
Mm.
Dryness, it's 75% less dry
Wow.
without topical moisturizer. So that's basically what I want to say. We have
Yeah.
so I I have some testimonials, but I don't want to bother you with this unless you want to, then
Well,
I can.
you could share one or two.
Okay, I share
Yeah.
2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so listen to that.
I was in a turning point because the head of neurology was recommending spinal cord surgery for me for cervical spinal stenosis. And I was looking for alternatives. So I figured that since it helped my friend Judy, that it might be beneficial for me in means of possibly avoiding the surgery. And I was able to avoid the surgery. I'm no longer in discomfort with my back. I never needed the spinal cord surgery. At one point, my shoulder, I had a hard time even lifting a water jug out of the fridge, and now I'm doing bench pressing with 350 pounds. I'm competing in the WPC, Canadian National Powerlifting Competition. And at one point, I never thought I'd ever be able to bench press again. My shoulder was that bad. I actually thought that I'd probably have to resort to having surgery done. And it wasn't until I heard the story of Chad that of how he had almost the same kind of issue with his shoulder. I said, if it works for him, it's got to work for me. And I'll tell you, I'm pretty amazed at the results that I've gotten from this and how my shoulder has gotten so much better. After many, many injuries over a number of years, I got to the point where I couldn't lift my arm without it being excruciating. I had my doubts, but I decided I'd give it a try. I did. And after about 3 months, and with the continuing lightweight rehabilitation, all of a sudden I could begin to use my shoulder again. And then after about a year, I was to the point where I was totally without any discomfort and had a free range of motion and resumed all the activities I like to do. Lead among them, water skiing, lifting weights, and working in my yard with hedge trimmers above my head.
So
Wow.
we have many, many, many more in
Mm-hmm.
my YouTube channel.
Yes.
And you can listen. I mean, I could
Mhm.
talk about 14 years.
I think we could be on this for a long
Yes,
time talking about it. It's
forever,
really
forever.
fascinating
I could say,
and
yes,
ask
I
like
could
tons of
tell you
questions.
the
So
story
I'm
after
sure
story
that
after story.
I'll ask you to come back again for part two. Like, but I
No,
really
no,
feel like,
everybody can go and listen themselves,
yeah, that too.
but I
Yes.
tell you, that's really amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for sharing that. I just want to tell the listeners that all the contact information is found in the episode notes of this episode itself. So do check it out. Do go to the YouTube. I did see one of the videos that was presented at a beauty show that was in Chicago last year in 2024. And there's a lot of amazing content on there too that is shared. So I highly encourage you to check it out, get in touch, and find out, ways that can improve your life, if this is something that really like resonates with you, because this is a way to like really look at revolutionary, innovative ways to like really help one another right now with the new earths, the new communities, of helping one another when it comes to health and wellness, holistic ways. There's always another solution, there's always another option. So don't settle for less when you're told otherwise, because I don't really believe that there's only one or two solutions left. There's always an infinite amount of ways to look for a resolution and ways in our challenges. I've always like emphasized that so much. So tell us, we're gonna be wrapping up, but what are your final thoughts, for us, for the listeners?
Thank you so much, Monica, first of all, for giving me that opportunity to share that my absolute belief and absolute sureness that our body can rebuild itself. We create our lives. We cannot be victims. Nobody is doing anything to us. We have full control, and we can rebuild the body, and the body would be grateful to you because the body wants to be functional to the end of the life, and you have to just give the body opportunity, give the body what body needs, and the body will be grateful. And my last thing is, once they ask me how I define success, and many people define it for themselves, but for me, success is enjoy every day of your life.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. And I will catch all of you in the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.